Doo-doo-doo. It's me. Hey everybody, what's going on? Jonathan Perez here, and I am going to do a new thing that I'm actually trying out. This is a website review. I have some members in the 30K Facebook group, totally free. Feel free to join. And someone asked me to review their website after I put up a request. So that's what I am going to do. Now, the website is called NeatlyCommented.com. And basically, what the person told me was their goal is to get new business. Obviously, that's that's everybody's goal. But they want to start targeting designers and start doing white label services. So I'm just going to do a quick review of the website just to see the impact of the website, how it comes across to a first-time visitor, and what they may get out of it. Now, this is just an assumption. Everything I'm assuming is based on experience and things that I've done in the past. So it doesn't necessarily mean that whatever I say is going to work. Now, the key takeaway or the key goal for anything that you do on your website is to always measure it and then tweak as you see necessary. So certain things may need some adjustments. Certain things may not need adjustments. But once you start to take a look at your analytics or whatever you use to actually get results, that's when you start to say, okay, maybe I need to change this a little bit, or maybe I need to change that. So I'm not going to do a full, thorough, entire website review, but what I am going to do is just take a look at the website and just go over a few things that I think personally may change or could change just to give a little better experience for the user. So the first thing I see when I come onto this website is I have this push crew thing. I usually just click don't allow. My personal preference, I don't really like push notifications on a bunch of websites. And this is the first thing that kind of pops up and it just kind of floats there. So it's a little annoying. If it's something that you absolutely need to have, then by all means go for it. But I think that's more for like a publishing company, maybe something like I don't know, any blog that's consistently publishing articles. You might want to do something like that. For a website that's trying to sell something, sell a service, I don't really think that that's too helpful in a sense. The second thing I noticed is the colors. It's kind of, this is a little hard to read, mainly because it's kind of white on white, and I'm also using a larger monitor, so if I shrink this, I wonder if maybe the image changes and it's a little easier to read. A little bit. I would prefer something a little darker up here, maybe even a little larger, just so you could just see it a little more punch in your face. What I mean, I was gonna say pop, but I'd get destroyed by a billion other designers. Okay, so do you need help on your website? I'm a freelance web designer developer helping business owners create beautiful web presence, marketable web presence. Okay, so the first impression, as soon as someone's going on this website, I mean, you want to kind of hit them really hard, something impactful, something that they're going to see. So if I was appealing to designers or if I wanted to do white label stuff, this doesn't really bring that message to someone who may be looking for strictly development. The fact that it says I'm a freelance web designer developer, as soon as you say web designer, I'm already assuming you probably design websites already. Do you need help on your website? That's kind of why I'm here, right? So we don't want to repeat the questions or reiterate why they're there already. They know why they're there. So you got to think of the what's in it for me, right? The WIIFM, what's in it for me? So when someone comes onto this website, what's the first thing they're going to see and what are you going to offer them? So this is like a neat little effect, and I see a lot of designers and developers doing things like this, but it doesn't serve much of a purpose for the user actually coming on. Besides the fact that it looks pretty cool, if I want to see the entire message, then I have to wait, for each thing to load. So rather than having something that says, do you need help on your website, I would actually prefer something that says, I'm a developer that helps design businesses or design agencies create marketable, impactful, something web presence or something in the terms of that, where you're actually just talking to that designer or that design agency that needs something from you. And then you could kind of shrink it up, and then just this will be above the fold in smaller monitors, and it'll be pretty right in your face. Also, the darker text and maybe an image to kind of be a little more representative of the actual service. I mean, the computer stuff is so generically done, but it's not bad. I mean, it just kind of relates that you're a developer or maybe a designer getting help or something. I have no idea. Just something a little more related to that. And to learn more about me, this is your call to action. Now, this is the main call to action. If you're doing a personal brand, I would say learn more about me. Since this is called Neatly Commented and it's not the person's name or anything like that, I would say learn how I can help you, or learn what my agency does, or something like that. Something that's going to, again, appeal to the audience that you're trying to talk to, so that when they click it, it's something that it's the answer to what they're looking for, right? So if I'm a designer, I read the first heading, and now I have a button that says, let me show you how I can make your agency better, or how we take your designs from scratch and develop them for your clients, or whatever the case is. But you want that to kind of stand out and answer the question that the user has when they're coming on your website, so that they can click it and actually learn a little more. All right, moving down. So we have some benefits of working with me. That's pretty awesome. I don't really think this is necessary. A lot of times we, as web developers and web designers, we put things up because, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. We just have these things in our heads and we just want to write them out. But for someone coming in from a new perspective and looking for a specific service or a specific offering, of course there are perks. Does it make a lot of sense? I mean, I get it, but it's just like extra line there. That's really is. So the benefits of working with me, great. I'm noticing everything. Every time I highlight something, this thing kind of comes up. This is cool to have on the blog, but on the homepage, I don't know if you could disable it or something, because it's kind of annoying. But it's probably just me because I'm highlighting and going over things, but just in general. All right. So aside from being super duper awesome, I love that. Add a little personal touch to it. Below the reasons why you would like to work with me. I would prefer something 3, maybe 3 instead of 2, so I won't have to scroll down. And also I would highlight these headings a little more. Right now, the icons take away more of the attention. So as you go through it, this is kind of drawing your eye more than the actual heading itself. So I would just put a little more attention to the actual heading than the icon. Your image the way you want it, because you're unique and your website should be unique to you and your audience. Awesome. Targeted audience, challenge your competition, fast loading website, generate revenue, extended word of mouth. Excuse me. I don't know if you guys could see the color change, but my computer totally just did one of those flux things. All right. So the benefits of working with me, I would just be a little more clear. You want to hit them right with the heading. You don't really want them to have to read this, because if they're just browsing and they're skimming along, this is the first thing that they're going to read on each thing. So the benefits of working with me, I love the fast loading websites. If you're looking to get design clients, maybe you can put something like clean code. Sorry about that. Clean code, fast websites, built to blast. I don't know, but just something more speaking on the benefits of what you offer as a developer, not just a generic website thing, like generate revenue. So I see a professionally designed and built attracts. Right. So this again goes back to the design thing. So if your goal is to appeal to designers, then you don't really need something that's going to say we are professionally designed and built websites. So I think the site right now at the moment is appealing to all different people, like just in general, people who just need websites. But if the goal is to go more white label and go towards those design agencies that need developers, I would focus more on that. As far as the look, make these larger just to stand out a little more. So then when people are skimming, they can easily see what it is you're offering. And I would do it in group of threes. I think 1, 2, 3 would just be a lot easier to really skim and then just scroll down if you want to scroll down. The last thing I would do is either make these links and maybe have like a specific page going into detail and maybe some examples of the benefits that you do. Or if you don't want to do that, just have a call to action towards the bottom or something like this. Something like, are you ready to work with me? Or would you like to work with me? Or even something like, how can all of these benefits help you? Or something like that. Once again, you want to appeal to the user. So I'll scroll down and we have the portfolio. Awesome. Just real quick, these look like they're cropped for the top left. I would maybe shrink them a little bit, try to get the full picture in here just because it'll be a lot nicer to see, because this is just like the logo and a picture, but I'm sure there's a lot more to this than just the logo and the picture. Same thing with this one, just shrink it a little bit just so you get a fuller view of what the actual image is, and same with this. But other than that, the portfolios are awesome. I mean, they showcase your work, right? Work with me. I like that we have the form down here. Again, I would just want to do like a better heading. Are you ready to work with me? Or just something that's just going to stand out a little more to the user. Are you ready to have your designs developed professionally, or whatever the case is? And just attract them. You're really just trying to talk to the person you want to attract. Now, I love the fact that your goal is to attract designers, because that's really specific, and you can start formulating your entire business around speaking to designers. The problem with going so general, which a lot of freelancers and web folk just tend to do because it's the easiest and they haven't niched down yet, is it's hard to talk to everybody. I like to use the example, if you go into a conference with 1,000 different people, are you going to use the same pitch to every single person? You're probably not. But if it was 1,000 designers, well, now you can speak to all the designers because your message is really focused on those designers. So I would start speaking the designer lingo, Photoshop, and all these different things, and explaining like how you can help them and what they do, and really just kind of, focusing on the benefits of using you as a service for designers. Made with Love by Barry. Very cool. All right. And that's really it. What I like to do also, I see you have I Write Here and Testimonials. I would even throw some testimonials just as kind of proof that you've done something awesome for people. So even right after this, you could throw in a portfolio, say, yeah, she helped me incredibly, it was amazing. Or just scatter them throughout, just so people get that reinforcement that you are helping people and the service that you're doing is a benefit. Same thing with the I Write Here. I personally like to put those on the homepage, and when you're specifically talking to somebody, it's actually really cool, because when you start to do the blog posts, you can really start to appeal to that specific audience anytime you want to write something. So you could do posts like why designers should use a great developer, or what should designers look for when they're looking to have their design coded for the web. Just things like that, so that anytime someone sees it, they start looking at you as this authority, and they say, hey, this person is really understands what I'm going through, so I definitely want to may want to hire her, or I want to continue this discussion a little further and see if she can help me. And that's really the gist of it. So very nice website. Just those few little things, and I think it would make a huge difference, especially if that's the route that you want to go and you want to. Oh, see, I don't know what this is. What just happened? Subscribe to notifications. Okay. If you want to appeal to that audience and you want to start doing that, those are just some of the changes that I would make. And I think that would make a world of difference. And then even once you start doing that stuff, once again, just put analytics on it, or was it Click Egg or something like that, where it has all the heat maps and stuff. I see you have the AppSumo thing here. They have heat maps all the time. So you could look at the heat map, see how far people are scrolling, and start to put some calls to actions in place. Are you ready to hire me? Or do you want to know how we work? Or whatever it is. But start to put those so that when somebody reads something, they don't have to scroll back up or scroll all the way down to get what they need. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess it's straight to the point. I don't want to harp too long on the website. But like I said, those are my recommendations if that's what you want to do. And once you start implementing those, we could start measuring and then, always tweak, and we can always go from there. So thank you for submitting your website. Super appreciated. And for anyone else that's watching this, I hope you got some insight into how, these things kind of work. I mean, this is just one example. I plan on doing a few more. So if you would like your website reviewed, currently I'm not charging for it, but I am taking a limited number. So you have to be a part of the Facebook group, though. I'll put a link in the notes. So if you're a part of the Facebook group, make sure, just reach out to me. It's totally free. Just join it and then just get in the discussion of web stuff. And that's really it. All right. Thank you very much. John Perez signing off. I'm out. Thanks. Bye.